Yo, what's up guys, Tim here, welcome back to TCAM Boutique's website. Today we are doing finally Creed's Aventus, the last fragrance from Creed that we're doing for this Creed month, and this is quite a legendary fragrance, really well-known fragrance. You guys have probably seen this fragrance or smelled this fragrance before if you're in the fragrance community. So yes, let's jump right into the notes of this very highly sought after fragrance, but also highly volatile and unpredictable fragrance. And listed on the Creed's website, I kid you not, this is the two words they use to describe Aventus: legendary and unpredictable. And the word unpredictable is gonna come into play later on in this review. If you know Creed Aventus in any capacity, unpredictable is a pretty suitable word to describe Aventus. So let's jump into the notes. Top notes we have bergamot, black currant leaves, apple, and pineapple. Mid notes we have pink berries, birch, patchouli, and jasmine. Bottom notes we have musk, oak moss, ambergris, and vanilla. The notes does it very justice. This is one of those Creed fragrances where the notes actually kind of describe the smell. Not a lot of Creed fragrances do that, but this one, the notes actually describe the smell. In the opening, you get bergamot and pineapple. It's very fruity, very like delicious, juicy, fruity, super attention-grabbing opening. It just smells fantastic. It's one of those openings where you smell it and you're just like, I need to have a scent like this. It smells so good. In the mid notes and in the bottom notes, you do get that birch. Depends on the batch variation, and that's the word, batch variation, man. Batch variation in Creed Aventus makes it smell more fruity in some, more woody in some, more smoky in some, and that's where the word unpredictable come into play, because no Creed batches are the same. They're all different in some kind of capacity. So I think it's funny that they use the word unpredictable to describe this fragrance, because it really is unpredictable. So let's back into the scent. The mid notes, you're gonna get birch and some smokiness, depends on your batch, you might get more or less of that. And at the end, you're gonna get a really nice kind of musky, ambergris feel. Overall, it's a very well composed fragrance, probably one of the most well composed fragrance that came out in the recent decade or 2 decades. It just smells extremely good, mass appealing. There's nothing bad that's going forward in this fragrance per se. But if you have a more smokier batch like mine is, it might become too aggressive, too strong, too smoky per se, and that could garner you some negative reaction, which it has definitely garnered me some negative reaction if I overspray this fragrance. Other than that, if you have a fruitier batch, no problem whatsoever. This is one of those scents that would literally destroy a lot of fragrance in a head-to-head battle, no competition, especially in a niche realm. This is one of those scents that is just gonna live around forever. This one has super high royalty hall of fame status. So if you buy this fragrance and you happen to get a fruitier batch, you're in for a really good time wearing a scent like this. Next we have the performance, and this is one of the best performing Creed fragrance in the whole entire Creed line. Dare I say even is the best performing Creed fragrance. Now the performance has been reported to vary over the years depending on the batch. Everything depends on the batch with Aventus, even performance. Some people reported 4 hours at the lowest, while some people reported 12+ hours at the highest. Now, from my experience testing out Aventus, is that the fruitier batch tend to last a little bit less than the smokier and birchier batch. So batches with heavier base note last longer than batches with heavier top notes. So you kind of have a little bit of a trade-off there. If you go for the super fruity batch, you might sacrifice some performance. If you go for the super smoky batch, you sacrifice some of the mass appealingness of the fragrance. So pick and choose, or just, you know, blind buy, close your eyes, grab a bottle, and just hope you get the best kind of batch, I guess. Yeah, even if you test out Aventus at decants, it's not going to be the same when you actually buy the bottle, which is really sad. So yeah, that's about it for performance. It lasts anywhere from 4 to 12+. And the projection, okay, forgot to talk about projection. Projection, you don't have to worry. It projects like a beast, no matter what batch you have. So people can definitely get a whiff of it if you wear it, and it's even one of the fragrances where you can easily overspray it as well if you're not careful. All right, next we have the Versatility, and this one is an all-season, all-occasion fragrance. There's no time at all you cannot wear Aventus. This is a signature scent for all season, all occasion. And this is where you start to see where all the legendary kind of talk came to be with this fragrance. All the pieces are fitting in together. The scent is a very well composed, extremely good mass appealing scent, mixed with extreme performance, mixed with extreme versatility, and also next category, which we're gonna get into now, is also mixed with extremely good compliment factor, because this fragrance you can smell. This fragrance smells masculine. This fragrance smells unique. This fragrance smells super attractive and super sexy. So comment factor wise, this thing is an absolute beast if you don't overspray. That's the key thing. If you overspray, you will get some negative reaction because it is so strong. It's such a beastly fragrance. It's such an aggressive fragrance that if you overspray in the slightest, it can get you some negative feedback. So go light with the spray and you should be absolutely fine. And you should absolutely be able to get some compliments, or if not, it might even be your most complimented fragrances in your collection. All right, next we have the price. 100 ml right now goes for $435. One of the more expensive fragrance out there in the Creed line, less expensive than Viking, which is really, really nice. But this is one of those fragrances where it is quite nice to have a full bottle. I wouldn't say retail, I would go for gray market, and even at gray market it's $300 sometime for 100 ml, maybe in the high 200s for 100 ml. So it's not a cheap fragrance in any capacity. And the batch variation issue kind of eliminates the blind buying appeal of Aventus, because you don't know what you're gonna get. Even though you tried it somewhere else, you try it at a friend's house, when you blind buy a bottle, you're not gonna get the same bottle. So blind buying on a gray market is also really not a good option, but there is a very, very good option, and that is here with us. We have various batches of Creed Aventus. You can try a lot of different batches to see what batch you like, and you can order the biggest size of that batch once you find out the batches you want. This guarantees that you always have the batch that you want to have, as long as supplies last, of course. This way you can test out various batches of Creed Aventus, buy 1 ml of each one if you want to, then find the one that you love the most and invest in a bigger size decant. This is for someone who don't care about having a bottle of Aventus, or if you really do care, you can buy an empty bottle off of eBay, buy the decant juice from us that have the exact batch that you want, just put it in the bottle. There you go, problem solved. So in summary, I highly recommend decants for Aventus as opposed to retail or gray market, because those two options are very expensive and the batch variations really makes it hard for you to make an informed purchase on Creed's Aventus. So decants is definitely the best choice, especially with us here, since we have a variety of batch you can try from. And because of that, you can easily find a batch that best fit you. All right, that's it for Creed's Aventus, and this marks the last video in the Creed month. Thank you so much for joining me this month. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out and bye.